Hello from the 15th World Wushu Championships here in the beautiful city of Shanghai, China. I'm here with Mark Lorenzo. I'm Anthony Sims. We are beginning our third session of the first day of competition. Today has brought us two exciting sessions of lots and lots of Sanda matches, and now we are embarking on our third session. Our judges are marching in, and we will begin momentarily. We hope that you have been able to enjoy the live stream on Wushu TV, on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, and are enjoying the matches as we are here, sharing commentary with you from Shanghai, China.
Chairman of the Jury here, Anwar Mustafa from Egypt. 副主任彼得沃尔，英国 Vice Chairman of the Jury here, Peter Ward from UK. 委员马库斯·阿尔文斯，巴西 Member of the Jury here, Marcus Vinicius Alves from Brazil. 下面介绍裁判组成员。Now introduce the group of the judges. 总裁判长鲍汉默德，雷扎，伊朗。Chief Referee Mohammad Desert Mujab from Iran. 副总裁判长邵兆明，澳大利亚。Assistant Chief Referee 邵兆明 from Australia. 裁判长赵斌，中国。Head Judge 赵斌 from China. 副裁判长亚历山大，哈萨克斯坦 Assistant Head Judge Alexander from Kazakhstan. 1号裁判员西德阿里，阿尔及利亚 Judge Number 1 Shali Ahmad from Algeria. 2号裁判员贝克尔少林，瑞典。Judge Number 2 Michael Scholing from Sweden. 3号裁判员萨吉瓦，斯里兰卡 Judge Number 3 Sajua Darwati from Sri Lanka. 4号裁判员王涛，美国 Judge Number 4 王涛 from USA. 5号裁判员丹尼凯伊，菲律宾 Judge Number 5 Dante Galvis from the Philippines. 计时员陶伟，中国 Timekeeper 陶伟 from China. 记录员周乐琪，中国 Recorder 周乐琪 from China. 请裁判员就座。Have a seat, please.
We have just introduced our 5 judges, jury of appeals, the head judge, assistant head judge, timekeeper, and the other officials for our event. For those of you who are new to International Sanda, we have a jury of appeals that addresses any official disputes that a team may have related to a decision made by the platform judge.
We see our fighters coming out. This is the women's 48 kilogram division, which we haven't seen yet today. This is the lightest weight class in the entire championships, and of course the lightest one in the women's event.
In the red corner, we have Thi Chien Nguyen from Vietnam fighting Chu Nguyen Chung from Hong Kong in the blue.
Right
and
away.
Immediately, our fighter in the blue is down.
Vietnam being very aggressive here.
Both fighters off the lei tai. We see the platform referee signaling that there was no score.
Hong Kong attempting a spinning technique, but to no effect. And they're broken again. Quite a different thing to see. If you were with us for our second session, we were finishing out on our 90-plus kilogram Much different size and speed happening here at this 48 kilogram fight.
It's quite true, Mark. We go from our heaviest weight category to our lightest weight category of these championships.
And so far, Vietnam doing quite well scoring, and Hong Kong is not on the judges' scorecards for 4 out of 5 judges have not seen a technique that they can score. So in this,
just under a minute left in this first round. Each round is 2 minutes. A 1 minute break between the rounds, and this is a best of 3 round match. We talked about this earlier, Mark, when the fighters have not scored on the judges' card, how hard it is to make up the difference as the counter ticks away. There's so much room. Oftentimes the fighters are spending a good bit of time in a defensive posture,
yeah,
lacking the offense to score.
yeah, you need to get in and kind of, you know, stop the loss of score to your opponent and get some points on the board for yourself.
This round comfortably will go to our fighter from Vietnam, Thi Chin Nguyen. She will win the first round of this women's 48 kilogram quarterfinal match.
Though we did see Chung start to get a few points there in the second minute of the first round, but she's just going to have to do more on the second round. And let's see some exchanges here. We see Vietnam right out of the gate, very aggressive. 1 point takedown since both fighters went down. And you can see some of the punches, glancing shots, not quite landing clean, and that's why you might not see scoring from judges for that.
Our platform referee on the platform calling the fighters up. Woodrude Cipriani from Indonesia serving as the platform referee. And our second round is underway. Our first round going to Vietnam, Thi Chin Nguyen.
Hong Kong looking a little more aggressive, standing in the pocket a little more. 2 points for Vietnam for that throw for Nguyen.
The fighter was already in motion. The action was already in motion before the platform referee called stop. So the points were awarded. And there is the platform referee giving an admonition to our fighter in red for holding, clinching.
Good timing from Vietnam, but overshoots the takedown. Unfortunately, no points then for her. But she's still got a pretty comfortable lead here. Hong Kong's going to have to do a lot of work. Chung needs to really start landing some shots here in this last minute. And the clinching isn't going to do it because she's not scoring when she's in that clinch. She's going in, tying up, but then throwing a kick or a punch, and it's kind of too late for trying to get cumulative damage that's not scoring. She's got to get things that score, got to get points.
Again, an exchange in the clinch as we move into the last 30 seconds with Vietnam ahead on the judges, all judges scorecard. Blue side receives a caution from the platform referee for passive holding. If the clinching continues, it won't be a caution, it will be a penalty.
You can see now Blue at least attempting to throw her hip in for some throws, and that'll eliminate the passivity warnings, but the round ends, and we have Vietnam on all judges' scorecards with a solid lead.
Vietnam takes this bout.
And here we see some punches, but again, just missing off angle. Here, Vietnam trying a takedown, but overdriving and going off of the lei tie, so no points awarded on that one.
Thi Trinh Nguyen of Vietnam, the winner of this fight in red over Chu Nguyen Chung of Hong Kong. It's our first bout of our evening session here at the 15th World Wushu Championships in Shanghai, China. Shanghai, China. We're in the Minghan Gymnasium, a beautiful facility here, one of 10 landmark facilities here in Shanghai, sports facilities here in Shanghai. Our next fighter, someone who's common to the lei tai here in World Championships from the Philippines, Divine Wally in red, fighting Janitas Rodriguez. Our fighter, Janitas Rodriguez from Puerto Rico in blue, Divine Wally in red, women's 48 kilogram quarterfinal bout.
Wally using good side kicks, keep her out, and a big, big overhand shot.
Janitza hanging in there, not scoring on every judge's scorecard, but she does have points on the board.
Wally looks like she's stepping it up a little bit, maybe just trying to take this away. Good roundhouse into side kick and a throw for 2 points. She might get to the 12-point gap before the end of this round. She's got another minute to work. She's looking even more confident, and her footwork is the first part of that key. She's able to move around and kind of strike at will and not be threatened.
I think you're right, Mark. We have 45 seconds to go here. You see Divine Wally very loose.
Yep. And there it is. There it is.
There is the signal from the head judge that the match is over because of the 12-point discrepancy. Whenever the fighter's skill levels are so great that there's a 12-point difference in the scores, the fight will be called. And in this case, the winner of the fight, Divine Wally from the Philippines over Janitza Rodriguez. It looks like they might not be completely clear in her corner about what happened.
Yeah. And again, maybe that's a little bit of an experience in this, sport. And especially if you don't participate every Worlds. The 12-point gap rule is more recent than some of the other rules of scoring. But it still keeps fighters safe, and I'm sure Rodriguez feels a little down. You know, you want to get out there and get a little bit more time on the lei tai, but she seems unhurt, and that's part of the reason for that rule is safety.
Our platform referee from Vietnam, Viet Lap Dao. He will guide our fight, the women's 48 kilogram category.
And we have Barbara El Rassi from Lebanon versus Yasmin Awida from Egypt.
Our fighter El Rassi is in red. Our fighter El Rassi is in red from Lebanon, and Awida from Egypt in blue, 48 kilogram category.
And you'll notice these are quarterfinal bouts on the large board, if you see. The reason being is that the amount of fighters in this division is a little less than some of the other ones. So the smaller groups, we're going to get to the quarterfinals faster. So far, pretty evenly matched. And we see Awida pulling ahead there, landing some kicks that the judges were able to score some more clear shots, and that's what they need, is that very clear impact. And 1 point for Egypt for the takedown.
Egypt in the lead here on the scorecard with just about 55 seconds left to go in the first round.
El Rassi's throwing the shots kind of looping and arcing with some power. I think she'd do better if she just really threw it straight down the middle, you know. Get a little more penetration with those punches and get in. Tries for a throw, but is unable to keep it tied up. And we have a down red, 2 points for blue.
A little bit of a loss of balance on as she was rotating around. It's fairly easy takedown by.
Wow.
And
what a reversal there.
Platform.
El Rassi had her, and Awida reversed that and turned it into a throw off the lei tai. Very impressive. Some good kicks to the body.
And that ends the first round, with the round going to Egypt. Yasmin Awida wins this first round of the women's 48 kilogram quarterfinal bout.
And there we see El Rassi landing some punches, but their kick up to the head, high kicks, and good balance. Watch this. Oh, takedown on that one. Camera's a little out of focus on this next one. We're seeing the corner instead of the fighters, but
we start our second round of this 48 kilogram women's bout between Barbara El Rassi of Lebanon in red and Yasmin Awida of Egypt in blue. Our first round went to Awida of Egypt.
Egypt threatening with the lead leg and then throwing the rear leg and then switching. So
we see great punches coming out of El Rasi.
yeah. Awida going low and getting
And she
the
gets
leg.
that takedown.
Red side down first.
Yeah.
Nice
Very
takedown
good.
by Awida for 2 points. Stretching that lead out in its first 40 seconds of the fight, second round.
Notice how Awida counter kicks as they separate. You know, they have an exchange and then she'll slide back and just from her southpaw stance, right foot in front, she'll pop out that left kick. And their side kick.
Well, we've seen this strategy from some of our very successful fighters tonight, making sure that they fight out of the clinch,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
exchanging legs.
Oh no. She went for a takedown. El Rasi looked like she had a good hold on the leg, but then lost her footing. She just seems to be having a little bit of a trouble with stability here.
Awida still in the lead as we move into the last 35 seconds here. She already has 1 round under her belt and just earned 2 points for that takedown.
.20 seconds left. Awida has to know she's up on points. Squashes the takedown attempt. El Rasi really committing, you know, giving it a good try, a lot of heart, but Awida just too strong on that.
As we move into the last 10 seconds, and there's another takedown by Awida.
And that will be the end of the round and the end of the match.
The winner of round 2 is blue side.
We see this in the competition when fighters come from all over the world to come to competition very disappointed with their first round match.
Yeah, it's
because they care so much.
absolutely so much training goes into this. I mean, you figure a training camp might be 3 months, and that's after all of your learning and understanding of an art just to be ready for this event.
Sure. But this is the World Championships, so they might meet the best of the best even in their first round.
Yes.
So I'm sure that Barbara El Rasi will go back and have an opportunity to look at the film of the fight.
Well, El Rasi looked good. She just needed to keep her feet under her a little more, you know, and I'm sure they can drill on things like that and come back stronger. Awida was a good fighter with a good game plan, and, you know, there's no shame in taking a loss to somebody that does well against you. You just need to learn from it. And
our platform referee, look, Mark, is Aladdin Azouz from France. Our fighters in red from Indonesia, Rosalina Simanjoktak and Hirai Turksoy from Turkey. And we're underway already with an appointed attack for red. Our fighter in red from Indonesia.
wow.
Looks like Hong Feng went down, Lan
Yeah.
Feng went down first.
Yeah.
So red earns the 1 point.
Yeah.
Both women eager out of the gate.
Yeah, both able to get very low there and maintain some control. So even though there was a takedown there, it wasn't a dominant one. Good push kick
Nice
there
push
and
kick
knockdown,
and
but reversal for the ring out. So That was an exciting exchange there.
Saman Juntak with a slight lead here.
What a way to take lemons and make lemonade. You're going down from a takedown and then you flip your opponent off the lei tai. Go from losing 2 to gaining 2. Wow. Turksoi is very good. She's so tall, but even with her head close to the floor, she's not going down. She's able to hold out to the ref stops, and that's great. Good punch from Turksoi.
Fighters showing good skill. Lanfang touched the ground with her glove in that exchange. And we see the lead shifting a little bit.
Yeah. This is still anyone's bout with 25 seconds left, or anyone's round, I'll say.
Both women really showing continuous fighting, very little clinching in this first round, and a nice strong kick.
Another one raised up towards the head. Glanced off the glove first, or it could have done some more damage there, but here we are with 10 seconds left. Red up ever so slightly. But both fighters very skillful.
Fighting to the last second of the gong, and what a close round that was, Mark. 2 judges scored the fight to Turkey. 3 judges scored it to Indonesia.
Here we see this
There's
reversal.
A push down,
Watch.
and
She ends up.
there it is.
Wow. Just a little too hard drive from Turkey. And here, the glove of blue, we couldn't see it maybe off camera there, but touchdown first, and that's why that was a down first for blue and a point for Indonesia, even though sometimes it's hard to tell maybe who was on top or bottom or this or that. In this rule set, they are literally calling down first, who was down first when both fighters went down.
The 1-minute break is over. We move right into round 2 of this, our 4th bout.
I'm sure with that intensity, that does not feel like a long minute when you're sitting down, but these girls are coming out looking ready to go. Again, very impressive. They've done their cardio for this. They're ready to go. Look at this.
Very eager fighter from Turkey, realizes just how close she was to winning that round.
Yeah.
Indonesia using the same strategy she did before, and there she goes with a beautiful 2-point takedown.
And we've talked about this in earlier sessions. This is the tough part where you know you're down. It's Indonesia can kind of
another takedown.
Yeah. Indonesia can kind of play back and try to draw Turkey in, because Turkey must score and win this round. Not that Indonesia wants to give it up, but
Indonesia doing a great job of countering right after the technique comes out.
Yeah. And a good side kick there.
Ever so slight lead by Indonesia in red, but Turkey is still close enough to, we've seen these bouts
Yes, we have.
change hands within a matter of seconds just by a couple of techniques. Turkey really using that long reach, and in fact has tied on a couple of judges' scorecards.
Yeah, it's
nice
tied
roundhouse kick to the face, followed by a takedown by Indonesia.
Very good. But we have a draw on the judges' scorecards right now because of the work Turkey's putting in. This is an exciting bout. 35 seconds.
And now Turkey is actually in the lead on 3 judges' scorecards.
Smart strategy.
Indonesia gets in a roundhouse kick to get 2 points there, but still we see a discrepancy in the score.
And again, oh, and again with the head kick, side kick. Indonesia's going to have to get her hands up and move off the line, not walk straight into that.
And it looks like we're going to go to a third round.
Yes, we are.
And Turksoy from Turkey turns around the second round score.
She did exactly what she needed to do.
Round 2.
And you were saying this in earlier sessions. Those kicks, they are 2 points every time when you get the torso or the head. So to be able to land 3 of those, that's 6 points. That's just miles of work put in for less effort than some of these other things.
Sure.
That was a very good strategy for a long fighter like Turksoy. And perhaps Rosalina will maybe switch up a little bit, maybe get back to those throws that were working so well for her. Here we see some of the action. And you see Rosalina trying to reach up to the head too there, but there is shots landing from Turkey to the head. And sometimes you see that happen where one person lands a technique and the other one wants to land that same technique back. That's not always the best strategy of
both women eager to get this round 3 underway. Each fighter has won a round, and this was the deciding round. Turksoy using her reach. And although Simanjuntak exchanged some kicks there, they weren't scored by the judges.
Yeah, she's still not on the board. Wow.
1 point there for
pretty impressive
Rosalina.
roll through on that. But we have red fighter down first. Even though very aggressive and did get the knockdown, it was after she fell. So unfortunately for her, down first. And Turkey is up on 4 cards, and on the 5th, tied. She's sitting pretty well for this in the first half of the last round.
Very competitive match with Turkey scoring more points using that long reach of her leg.
But Indonesia getting in there. We're down to 40 seconds. And it's still a close game on a few of these judges' cards. It's one kick and a punch away, you know?
You're absolutely right. It's a technique away for 3 of the judges, and there's a roundhouse kick that might have earned some points. It looks like it didn't earn points.
Yeah. Clinch will not earn. 13 seconds left. And big shots coming out.
And it looks like our fighter from Turkey, Turksoy, has done enough to win this 3rd round.
Wow. Yeah. Indonesia just seemed stuck for once the side kick started coming out. That high kick, she just was having trouble getting around it. Here's the takedown. Look at this. Both rolling through. Side kick again, up to the head. And see, the roundhouse kick misses from Indonesia. And that's where you get those point discrepancies. Both throwing, but one landing cleanly. And easy for the judges to see that.
A very hard-fought effort and deserving effort for Turksoy to come back after that 1st round loss and win the 2nd and 3rd round. And look at the joy on her face.
Yeah, she is ecstatic to have come away with that. That's a very stressful position to be in, and you never want to be down that 1st round. So to come back out of it, such a relief.
We move now to our women's 65 kilogram category, a quarterfinal match. Krista Dyer from Bermuda is fighting Saidi Yasmina from Algeria, who will be in blue. Bermuda in red and Algeria in blue. Our platform referee is Joanna Skamla from Poland.
And here they begin. And right away,
Immediate takedown by Algeria.
Bermuda being warned to wait for the call to start again. So far, Algeria in the lead. Bermuda putting her weight down to avoid being taken down.
But Bermuda's going to have to create some opportunities for scoring here.
One thing I noticed already, Bermuda not bringing that round kick back, kind of almost switching a stance, throwing strong and then kind of leaving the right leg out in front once you throw the back leg. Got to be careful for that in Sanda, with people wanting to catch and counter very quickly. There, she's bringing it back better. That's good.
Algeria reaching down for that leg. Bermuda neutralizing that throw effectively. And we have a pretty even fight here as we move into the last 35 seconds of the first round.
Good cross from Bermuda, yep. Now both fighters seem to be getting a little more relaxed, a little more game and settling in.
Sure, Bermuda's actually ahead with 3 judges, but it's split 2-3, with 2 judges scoring Algeria ahead. As we get down to the last 12 seconds, this will be another
very close
tight
match.
round.
A couple judges within 1 or 2 points, so could flip instantly off one kick. Maybe that one.
And a nice roundhouse kick to the face
that,
for
I
Algeria.
Think just took it for
may
Algeria.
Have done the difference.
I think it did.
Just enough. 3 judges to 2, so Bermuda was very, very close in that round.
Yeah. You can see our third judge was 6-7 and went blue, and we know that that one kick landed. That's 2 points, so it was 6-5 just a moment before. But hopefully Bermuda sees that it was close. You know, it was so close, and that can be disappointing, but you let go of it. You go out there and know that person's given you what they have, and you almost took it, and it was just one shot difference, so go for it.
Absolutely. She was 1 judge away from winning that first round. Just a matter of a couple of points.
And she was first up on the lei tai, so I'm sure she's eager to give it back.
We start our second round.
Saidi Yasmina in the blue, Algeria. Krista Dyer, Bermuda in the red. Might see an appointed attack here. Yep. Red fighter told to go. Blue fighter attacks.
Fighters tangled up with Algeria behind Bermuda.
Yeah. Right now, Algeria's up, but it's by one technique, pretty much across all judges. And Bermuda just needs to get something that's definitive. Sometimes you see them both kind of kicking at the same time, or raising the legs and rushing in, and it's hard for those shots to be identified as effective.
You're absolutely right, Mark. Clearly, when you look at the scoring for the judges after 1 minute, they haven't seen a lot of clean techniques to scoreable areas.
Yep.
Again, to our new viewers, that includes the head, the thigh, and the torso.
And you figure our highest number from a judge right now is 3 points. So a kick to the body's worth 2. So 2 kicks to the body and you'd be higher than that. So no judge has seen more than that. Now we see a spinning back fist.
Spinning back fist from Dyer.
And that registered, bringing her closer, but only 1 point on that strike, so she needs a couple more. But it's a good start. 27 seconds though. She's got to really pull the trigger if she wants this. She almost won the first round.
And she's within striking distance of this second round. She really could take this round.
Yeah, you don't want to go home almost winning both rounds. She should just go for it.
She's not as aware. Her corner is aware because they can see the score. She's not as aware, but she's just going for it. And she holds on to neutralize a takedown.
We are still so close. 1 kick. Oh, but Saidi Yasmina from Algeria, taking 2 rounds in a row over Bermuda. Close fought, low scoring bout where they were pretty evenly matched.
Algeria in blue wins over Krista Dyer from Bermuda in red.
But Krista did a good job in there. She just couldn't quite eke it out, but
very close in both of those rounds.
So we're going to continue. Women's 65 kilogram. In the red corner, we have Italy, Sonia D'Agostino. And then from Lebanon, in the blue corner, we have Lydia Salame. It's a quarterfinal bout.
We have a new platform referee from Iran, Ali.
Both fighters lean and tall. Lebanon just being that much taller. The impact from
D'Agostino not giving up ground.
No.
But our fighter Lydia from Lebanon ahead on the scorecard.
Caught the foot for a second there, did D'Agostino, but couldn't do anything with it. Lebanon getting ahead on all the judges' cards right now.
with a clear lead. D'Agostino having a difficult time. D'Agostino having a difficult time mounting points.
You see that Lebanon is just going to continue to kind of back off and throw those kicks, and that's not a bad strategy right now. It's working for her. She's getting those points and then kind of squashing a lot of the punches as they come in, maybe taking one, but, you know, trading a kick or two for one punch. As long as it doesn't really knock you for a loop, you're coming out on top on the scorecard.
D'Agostino had a thigh kick in there that earned a point from the judges, but she really needs more combinations in order to inch her way into the round. It looks like Lydia Salama will take the round, and especially with another takedown to earn 1 point.
Definitive. Yeah. And that'll be the round.
That ends our first round with Lydia Salama from Lebanon taking the round over Sonia D'Agostino of Italy in this women's 65 kilogram category.
And you see these punches here. It's very hard to score with those when both are punching and kind of clashing hands. Good takedown here by Lebanon at the end of the round. D'Agostino using her hands, but maybe throwing a short, harder burst of combinations when there's not a lot of hip rotation and you're just kind of, your punches become pushes. Just because they make contact doesn't mean they're scoring. And sometimes I think fighters can get confused and think that they're getting a lot of points in that moment when really the judges aren't seeing a lot of clean technique that's effective. Because if you're just kind of touching on the headgear and someone's able to rotate and keep throwing kicks and it's not really disrupting them, it's not going to be viewed as effective.
Well, this is also an important point for our audience to know, Mark, that just because a fighter is active doesn't mean that they're showing a lot of scoreable technique.
Exactly.
So that roundhouse kick from D'Agostino is a scoreable roundhouse kick.
That's what she needs.
Three of the judges.
Some good punches there. She's stuck in the clinch, so those won't score as well, but she is getting a little bit more rotation on her body for that cross. That's what I want to see from her, is turning the hips, turning the shoulders, and committing to punches.
Well, her knees are not completely locked, but she's standing pretty straight on her feet. And as a tall fighter, she really needs more mobility in her ankles and to move around the lei tai.
Close round. We've got 3 judges for blue, 2 for red, but they're within one strike. So a few punches, a kick, and just like that, 3 for red, 2 for blue. So this goes back to what you were talking about before, of just getting some volume of effective technique, you know?
The difference is a few more kicks from D'Agostino, but also Lydia Salama is giving her, and she's a tall woman, she's giving her a target by not moving around as much.
Yeah, she needs to step further and fade back so that there's room for her to use those long legs, score with those kicks. She can take a commanding lead with you know, a body kick or two or a powerful head kick. All right, a little problem with the headgear there, but we're back on track.
Really evenly matched here.
Yeah.
Dead even with 37 seconds left in this second round. First round going to Lebanon. Lydia Salama No scoreable technique to change that score in those few seconds of an exchange. Roundhouse kick reaches in. D'Agostino inching her way in.
There we saw a kick land for Lebanon. Lebanon just given a warning for passive holding. Nothing much might come from that as they're working their way out through the last bits of the round.
The fighting in the clinch doesn't help D'Agostino, who needs those points.
Yeah. You think that's almost a good strategy to press in and make the fighter clinch you and strike with you so that they gain no points once you know you're up.
D'Agostino not able to mount enough points, but did a good job coming back. The winner of that round is Lydia Salma from Lebanon, who goes on to take the entire bout, having won the first round. Sonia D'Agostino from Italy will be able to look at the film of the fight and see just how much she came back in that second round, made it a much more competitive bout. And a happy Lydia Salama getting through.
And we're going to stay for one more round in women's 65 kilogram. We have in the red corner coming out now, Iran, Elahe Mansourian Samorami, and on our other side we have blue fighter Alice Cordonnier, France.
Samarumi is one of our more experienced champions here, so you can expect a lot of clean technique from Iran.
I'm not familiar with Alice Cordonnier, but
our platform
I'm excited to see her go.
That's right. Our platform referee, Uldrup Sabriani from Indonesia, and France comes out firing.
Yeah.
She knows that she's facing a very experienced fighter.
Good punches
and
from
she's
France.
Willing to take the fight to her.
It's a good strategy. You know you're against Iran. You know Iran has a lot of top tier fighters. What are you going to do? Sit back and wait? You know, they'll eventually land. So go for it. Beautiful.
Down, but both fighters off the platform.
France definitely letting it be known that she's not scared and she's going to bring the fight. But currently Iran up on the scorecards.
What we found, our experienced fighters know how to conserve and make their techniques count. And another takedown.
There it is. She finally keeps it in the ring. And this is a close bout. She's right within striking distance. Iran moving backwards, trying to keep room.
Holding on. A very, very experienced fighter from Iran, knows how to use a lei tai, how to center her balance so that she can't be pushed off easily.
Every single judge within 1 point.
Look at her footwork.
Yeah, very good evasion. And she gets a takedown. Now Iran is starting to land. Yes, cross. And though everybody's cheering, there was an arm in blocking that head kick. So
there was.
Everyone can yell, but that's not a point. Still Iran working, getting some of those punches there now. Her straights coming in, and a 1 point takedown.
We're very close to On some judges' scorecard, a 12-point discrepancy.
We have 15 seconds left in the round. Alice Cordonnier trying to get back that magic that was happening earlier. She just had a 2-point takedown against her. And there is only one judge's scorecard keeping this fight going and keeping that 12-point gap from taking France out. Oh,
with
but
the takedown,
right at
she
the end.
might actually have enough. No. No. No.
No, she was lucky with one judge was close enough in score.
Elaheh Mansourian Samarumi wins the first round of this women's 65-kilogram bout.
And here fighters being called back up onto the lei tai.
As we begin round 2.
Let's see if France can find some of that magic from the beginning of the round 1.
Well, Mansourian doing what she does so well. She finds range with her legs, those long legs, and she can follow them up with punches.
Something to remember too is these two fighters that we're watching here are the same weight class as the previous fight that we saw, and you can just see a higher level in these two fighters. And had draws been different, they might have had easier bouts, but they have to clash with each other, and somebody must win and somebody must lose.
Attempt at a spinning back fist by Alice.
A head kick there from Samarumi. And a 1-point takedown for the Iranian. She's doing what you had talked about earlier, just kind of chipping away. Nothing crazy or spectacular. It's just constant. You know, you get your cross, then you land a leg kick, then you move, you know, and it just adds up. And now you have such a mountain of points to overcome.
She's constructing her point trajectory. If you notice, the punches are targeted. Thigh kick that she just used, targeted.
France tries for an uppercut there. Good technique to try when someone's head's low. Gives up a spinning attack that she was going to throw. A pointed attack for Iran, telling her that she can't just evade till the end of the fight, though she knows she's up on the scoreboards. And we are down to our last 15 seconds here.
With Iran firmly in the lead. Just too much firepower for France.
Well, that pace she started with was awesome, but it's also exhausting. And there it is, end of the round.
A really admirable effort from Alice Cordonnier from France, but not enough.
And here we see trying a spinning back fist, missed.
And there's that takedown.
Yep. body kick, and Alice was unable to capitalize on that.
Aleha Mansourian Samarumi, the winner of that 65 kilogram quarterfinal match over Alice Cordonnier of France. And we move now to our men's category, Mark.
Yes, we're going to have a 48 kilogram, Orkan Hatamov versus Laxman Gunasekara Wickremage. And so what do we have here? Azerbaijan versus Sri Lanka.
And both of these fighters have been very successful here in giving some dynamic fights. I'm sure that they fought each other before. We look for fast and furious fighting at this weight category.
Yeah.
Always exciting. Our platform referee from Belarus, Sergey Pakholchik.
Wow. Both fighters very skilled at keeping the weight low, but red fighter able to come out on top on that one.
Hatamov really worked for that and earned it.
Good body kick. Blue wants to take advantage, but both down, so.
A little bit of a wild punch there.
And
Wickremage. Enough for our fighter from Azerbaijan to take the lead here in our first 50 minutes of this first round.
And with about a minute left, we see, I don't know if I'd call it a comfortable lead, but Azerbaijan a few strikes away from not within just one strike of losing his lead here. So Hatamov stacking him, and if he can keep up the second part, but
it's a nice
beautiful
down there.
Blue with a nice trip and a good cross there. He's going for that sweep again. And you see with this level, see somebody grab a headlock like that or head and arm, and they try to throw and nothing happens. It's where you see that understanding of wrestling, a lot of experience. They just don't go over easily. Everything is a fight, and you have to have a perfect technique, timing, and maybe a little bit of luck.
Absolutely, Mark. Both fighters, here's a case where you see fighters clinching, but not clinching to avoid technique, just because they're trying to make something happen.
Yeah, they're working when they're in there.
And this is a close round, but
Very
it goes
close.
to Azerbaijan. Orkan Hatamov of Azerbaijan wins that first round, but is scored 3 judges to 2.
Yeah, and within 1 point on 1 or 2 points on a couple of those scorecards. So anybody's round for round 2. It's always exciting when these are evenly matched, when you have fighters that both are kind of trying to figure each other out and find that thing that's going to get them to pull way ahead and changing the game or you know, changing the range, what strikes they're using, switching up to throwing.
Well, we'll see if Wickramash is able to change anything up. He was close,
Yep.
but you can bet that Hatamov wants to capitalize on this 1-round lead that he has.
And that is what he
And
needs
he
to do
gets
that.
Wickramash off the platform.
And you might see Hatamov. He's going to he's already checking that distance probably in his head, seeing when's his opportunity to get that second push out. Fighters being reminded to listen to the platform judge and stop when he says stop. And
there's
down.
a takedown.
Yep.
Hatamov earns 1 point for that takedown.
You could see Hatamov thinking maybe he could go for off the lay tie, but he knew he would take the sure thing, which was the throw right
Push
then and
kick.
there. Still a close bout, though.
It is. That
Wickramash,
means
Superman
that
punch.
it means that Wickramash has been able to stay in there with some techniques.
Good right hand. Yeah, he's definitely not out of it by any means. Fighting off the takedown, and Azerbaijan gets it. Letting their hands go a little bit, and feet.
And off the platform, but he holds on to him.
You know, he knew he had to hold on for dear life on that one, or that's the end of the fight. He's still so close in this. It'd be a shame to lose there. 40 seconds left.
Tied with on 2 judges' scorecards. Wickramash trying to come back in these last 30 seconds to push this to a 3rd round.
Good side kick, that's what he needs, and a good front push kick. Now ducking and dodging. Nope, no points, as the platform judge had already called down. Wickramash needs to be careful, though. He is back close to that edge.
He goes off, but he's holding on. When the fighters are still connected, there is no score. Has to be a clean push-off.
So this is 2 judges for blue and 3 for red, and it's very close. 10 seconds left, and we are 1 kick away from having the tables turn. But
Azerbaijan gets that takedown worth 1 point.
And that's what you want when that's really when it counts right then. And a second takedown. That is going to seal it for Azerbaijan. Hatamov fought very well against a very, very tough opponent from Sri Lanka.
And the end of round 2 goes to Azerbaijan, 3 judges to 2.
Here we see the
There's
ring
that
out.
push off the lay tie.
And big throw there.
And our red fighter, Orkhan Hatamov from Azerbaijan, wins this bout over Wickramash from Sri Lanka.
And we're going to stay in 48 kilogram for one more fight. Next up, we have our red fighter walking out now from India, Parveen.
And he will fight Chichong Te from Malaysia. Our platform referee, Viet Lap Tao from Vietnam. Our red fighter, as you mentioned, Mark, from India, Parveen, and blue, Chichong Te from Malaysia.
And we've seen India performing very well.
Both fighters off the lei tai within the first 5 seconds.
India wanting to push the pace, it looks like, right out of the gate. Yes.
India reached in with a nice thigh kick.
And slid in for a takedown, dropping very low. He's doing a low squat every time, just
He really wants to get his opponent off the lei tai.
let's see if Malaysia can do something with that kick. Nope, unable to. No points for that. Not only do you see Sanda, oh, very good takedown.
And there's a takedown by Parveen.
See Sanda with good kick defense.
And another takedown by Parveen.
Very good. They train on catching, but you see also how sometimes they get caught, they don't go down. They train on how to not go down. Good kick and a good takedown again. 2 points. This might end very quickly. Minute and 15 still left. Malaysia, Te is close to being
very, very close in this first round of the discrepancy, 12-point discrepancy.
So far, no points for Malaysia.
Both fighters off the platform.
1 point, I should say. India's got one judge that's still holding out on his score.
Blue fighter down first.
Blue fighter down first, yeah.
And he's off
the
platform.
That should
2 points for Parveen.
He is 1 point away on one judge's scorecard. 36 seconds left. And that's it. 12-point gap reached by India. Parveen has defeated Chichong Te in the first round by achieving more than 12 points between him and his opponent on all 5 scorecards of our judges. You can see some good wrestling technique there, rolling his opponent down, pulling on the head.
Our winner in red, Parveen from India over Chichong Te from Malaysia.
Now we're going to move up to the men's 52 kilogram weight class. And we're looking at our red fighter from Uzbekistan, Kusen Ikromov. And in the blue corner, we have Mahmoud Goma from Egypt.
Our platform referee, Aladdin Azouz from France.
And you see the platform judge calling for the fighters and them complying, coming up onto the lei tai. Is it just me? It looked like a very big size difference here. Blue fighter looks taller, but also more massive in the upper body.
He definitely has a height advantage here,
But
looks like our fighter from Egypt is neutralizing that.
But Uzbekistan definitely looking very game and tough. So again, we're going to see this one of those size different fights play out where one keeping range.
And it's off the platform.
Very good.
Mahmoud Goma takes Kushan Ikramov off the platform.
He has a minute and a half in which he could do that again and immediately win the round. So
we'll see if he goes for that strategy.
Egypt raising the knee to check that leg kick. Also to let them hit your knee and encourage them not to throw the kick anymore because it hurts.
Looked like that was to the forearm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Good eye.
No score. The platform referee had already called. And the off platform, one more off platform, and that's the winner of the round for Egypt. Mahmoud Goma wins the first round.
Goma really saw that one coming. You saw him just completely drop level and go underneath. Great strategy. Play tall and then suddenly be underneath your opponent. And here we see off the lay tie the first time, and then
the second off platform. Two off platforms in the same round wins the round for your opponent.
And here we're seeing our platform judge out again, calling for our fighters.
So we begin our second round. Our first round stopped by 2 times off platform and won by Mahmoud Goma of Egypt.
Uzbekistan very game to come out and try again. He knows he was not hurt in the first round. Oh.
Both fighters connected and off platform, so no score. Platform referee gesturing to warn the fighter to listen to his commands and checking for his mouthpiece.
Telling him not to play with it, push it in and out of his mouth as he's moving. Good leg kick there.
Mahmoud Goma, the only one with scores from the judges. Ikramov still hasn't shown the judges scoreable technique.
Oh, that's
a great job of.
That's a lot of green to cover there when you
from one corner of the lay tie to the other.
Even with the long legs of Goma, he couldn't make it in time. But still, it has to be in the back of Ikramov's mind. You know, he's gone off the platform before and lost the first round that way. He doesn't want to experience that again.
Ikramov now has one technique scored by 2 judges.
And he's down again for 2 points.
And Mahmoud Goma takes him down again. That's 2 points, Mark.
The hard part here is that now you see Egypt fading away and counter-striking. And for a tall fighter, that's a beautiful place to be. Don't stand in there in the windmill of short power punches. Score and move. And since Egypt is ahead, both in rounds and in score this round,
15 seconds left in the fight. Egypt comfortably ahead on all judges' scorecards.
And here we are in the final countdown for the round and what should be the match. Good
And the
overhand
round
right.
goes to Mahmoud Goma from Egypt, who also won the first round and wins the bout.
第二局比赛，蓝方胜。The winner of round 2 is blue side. Red side is Pinnacle.
Goma
Mahmoud Goma
very happy. He knew
in
he had
blue.
a tough opponent.
Happy to have this first round bout under his belt.
二级选手2局获胜。The winner of this bout is blue side.
And a yell from Goma as he exits the lei tai. And here we are, another 52 kilogram bout. We have Algeria, Mozian Salim versus
Wei Long Lee from Malaysia. Wei Long Lee in blue from Malaysia.
Mozian Salim
Mozain Salim in red.
in red.
Our platform referee is Joanna from Poland. We have Joanna Skamla calling the fighters up to the platform in this men's 52 kilogram round of 16.
From Algeria. Blue side, Li Weilong from Malaysia. 第一局比赛开始。Round 1.
Fighters start out with hands. And a clinch, but nothing scoring so far. Body kick,
Roundhouse
but strong
kick and
punches.
exchange of punches from
Ladies and gentlemen, flash photography is not permitted during competition. Please turn off flash of your camera. Thank you for your cooperation.
So far, a close match. We have 2 for blue, 2 for draw, 1 for red. Good answer for red there. Taking advantage of Malaysia missing with that back leg roundhouse kick. A pointed attack. No points. Takedown came after the call to stop.
Moziani Salim still slightly ahead of Wei Long Lee.
You can tell they respect each other.
But Wei Long needs he needs that time to score points.
Yeah.
And with that takedown, Salim edges ahead. This is one of those fights that could go either way. Mark with 12 seconds left.
But that was a big takedown there. Like you were saying, so close. But when you get that 2-point shot, that's a very good thing. None of that scoring. Both fighters being warned that they must listen to stop. And we have 4 of 5 judges going for red for Algeria. Malaysia putting in some good work too as a close bout, but it did look like Algeria was coming out on top there more often towards the end. Though Malaysia there on our replay showing he wasn't bothered and asking for more.
It's indicating those punches made it to his arm. Says, give me more, with his arms wide open. But in this case, Algeria edged out, winning that first round. So let's see if Malaysia can change his strategy.
Red side, please. Round 2.
Good movement from Malaysia. But he's got to use it to his advantage to get points.
Sure. At this point,
And that's not the way to do it.
2 points off and an off platform.
His movement's great, and he's making, Algeria have to think and maybe miss, but he needs to counter and get his shots off. If you throw no strikes, you're not going to get any points. And so far, we've got 3 to 4 points for Algeria, and none for Malaysia on any judge's card right now. And there we finally get on the board for Malaysia with a
That's
leg
right.
kick.
And a takedown for Algeria.
Yeah, Salim's being very disciplined here. You know, little cautious, but also scoring. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to carry him on to the next round of fights. And he saw his opportunity. That's it.
Both off platform, and that ends the round.
The winner of round 2 is red side. 根据武术裁判的竞赛规则，由于蓝方运动员在一局比赛中2次下台。
And just a smart strategy there. Algeria saw an ability to just push off and get that win. Strong strikes being thrown between both fighters in our replay.
Winner, red side from Algeria, Mozain Salim, wins over Weilong Li of Malaysia.
Tony, looks like we're moving up a weight class for our next bout. We've got 56 kilogram.
We should see some excitement from the audience with the hometown favorite, Guo Shin from China in blue, fighting Athmane Meftah from Morocco. Our platform referee is from Korea, Sun Kyun Shin.
Good punch from Morocco. China moving in aggressively, closing the distance. When your opponent tries a spin technique, getting the takedown is a great strategy. And shrugs off his opponent and gets another takedown.
How to get out of the clinch and score 2 points.
And a good right hand to enter into the clinch. And another takedown.
Meftah Mefta down first.
Wushu Shen really putting on a clinic of takedown techniques here. And Morocco has to be careful because the score's moving up quickly for blue, and he's not getting much back on the board. Just a little problem with the headgear here. They're trying to get this adjusted, get back to action. And it looks like we're all fixed up. And back in action here. China. Wow.
China with a 2-point takedown there.
Multiple
stretching
strikes.
out his lead.
Multiple strikes landed too. That's where you see these highest level fighters. They're just so dominant with that transitioning.
Mefta from Morocco trying to make something happen.
This is going to go 12-point gap very soon. Strong punch in the clinch from Morocco, not scoring, but might rally him to feel some confidence. The level
Beautiful.
changes from China, and that's the fight.
And that's the 12-point difference.
Wow.
Morocco doesn't realize that they think that the round is just ended. They don't realize it's a 12-point discrepancy.
And you can hear the crowd, the hometown.
Winner
cheering.
of the bout, Wushu Shen from China.
And Morocco seems like a very tough fighter, but China just brought some next level technique in this fight. Just watching the ankle there being grabbed, just really having all the details together for how to make those takedowns happen instantly.
He showed us really masterful takedowns with an opponent who came to be very competitive in his fight, knowing that in fighting China.
So we're moving up here, 75 kilogram. We've got Jordan in the red corner, Hassanan Yazid, and Fei Long Kai from Macau in blue. 75 kilograms, so much bigger than our previous fighters. Gonna see some heavier shots, maybe a little bit slower in movement.
Takedown from our red fighter.
And Jordan looking strong with that body lock and grabbing deep. Can he get the takedown? Great
And
takedown
again.
defense, but wasn't quite enough. He's going for it again.
Yazid from Jordan in red. Fei Long Tsai from Macau in blue.
Now everyone cheered, but there was glove in between. Good defense, thrusting with that push kick multiple times to get your foot back out.
Our fighter from Jordan throws the roundhouse kick but slips.
This is a close fight. Wow.
Yazid goes down.
That just flipped it. We had more judges for red, and now we have more for blue, but blue coming back again.
Successful there with the takedown.
Blue still ahead.
Roundhouse kick to the head for Yazid. Yazid catches the leg again. Alongside doing a good job. Roundhouse kick to the torso.
And these exchanges, the steady nature of blue has led him to the lead here. So Macau is up on points on all the judges' scorecards now. And you see that once you start landing your kicks and your opponent's not scoring those takedowns off of those kicks, you don't get that back and forth. It's just one-way traffic for the most part. You start creeping up, and those two-point shots add up very quickly.
It's a high-scoring round.
Yeah. And there we see in the replay the red fighter getting a takedown, and his second takedown. That was early in the bout where he was really completing those and threatening. It's impressive that Morocco didn't give up on the kicks. He kept his confidence in them, which worked out. And here you start seeing kick defense,
I think this
takedown
is when
defense.
Yazid goes down.
And actually scoring on that. So landing a kick. And you can see how that adds up very quickly. If you land the kick and then your opponent falls down, whether they lost their balance from trying to throw you, what have you, that's 4 points. But Jordan definitely still in this. I'm sure Yazid's going to come out.
Alongside of Macau winning the first round of this best of 3. Both fighters exchanging kicks.
And Fei Long definitely feeling good about his feet now, throwing kind of without worry. Though there he did pay for it, but only 1 point. Kept himself on the lei tai. Notice how he curves. He knows to stay within the perimeter of the lei tai. He sees where he's going. He starts curving so he doesn't go straight back. Because it's great if you keep your balance, but if you go straight back, you're going to run out of ring very quickly.
Yazid doing a good job of not being pushed off the lei tai there.
This is
holding on.
Very low score so far, and close score.
For 50 seconds of fighting.
Yep. And compared to the last round, how high it was getting with our numbers. So
Yazid able to catch Fei Long Tsai's leg almost every time he puts it up. Not able to convert it to a throw.
I'm almost wondering if he should just do that, block and punch, get a point for sure, block and counter kick. If you're not completing the throw, maybe just throw the leg away and go for points another way.
Roundhouse
now here
kick
he's in deep. Yes, that's what you want. When you're closer to your opponent's body, you can then trip them more easily, get to their standing leg, control their upper body, and again, he's in tighter this time. That's what he wants. It's very good for Yazid.
With that takedown, he moves us closer to even. He's even reaching in for Fei Long Tsai, and he's getting that 1 point takedown now. 30 seconds.
And
Jordan is he's moved into a slight lead here.
Yep.
He sees that Fei Long Tsai is using that left leg to kick, and he's actually going in for the left leg without it coming up.
Yep. Beating him to the technique, if you will, just going for that single leg. Yeah, but maybe a little too much. Maybe he needs to change up. We got 14 seconds left. Throw a punch, you know. Now that your opponent thinks you're going low every time, there he goes. He heard me. Throw across. Look, Tsai with those kicks to the body. He's got to be careful.
Push kick.
This is
There's
close.
another push kick.
This is close. Tsai is going to take it.
Making a difference.
Oh!
Oh my goodness.
4 points for
4
red.
points might have been enough.
What do we have? Right now we're looking at a draw. Are all points in?
They're going to check the weight because I don't think that there were any admonitions. I don't think there were any warnings. Red side is the winner. Jordan wins that round.
And here we see in the replay some of the takedowns for red started working later in the round. And I know Macau might not be happy, but I don't mind seeing a third round of this match.
We've been treated to a few 3-round bouts.
Tsai coming out with very heavy kicks to the leg and body.
Determined to still stay with that leg.
1 point in the other direction.
I think he figures that it scores him enough points, so he'll just stay with it. It was key to what Yazid is doing just now. First round, he grabbed the leg and didn't convert. Second round, he grabbed the leg and converted. And now Fei Long Tsai grabs the leg and has his own takedown.
Yeah, a little bit of his medicine.
I think out of 2 rounds, that might have been the first time that we've seen that from Fei Long Tsai. But
and
Yazid,
here again, off the lay tie.
Off the lay tie.
This is very intense. Yazid is down significantly on points, but that is a game changer. If he can get 2 times off the lay tie, he will take this round and the match. Anyone's game, minute 20. Down.
We're in the 3rd round of the best of 3, with each fighter having won 1 round apiece. We currently have Macau ahead on the scorecard, but a lot of time left in the fight.
And look at how brilliantly Macau circles away from that edge.
Beautiful lay tie control.
Absolutely, even on 1 foot. But Yazid is determined to just keep going for that leg.
And he's successful with it.
.43 seconds yet left. Still plenty of time.
Fei Long Tsai still ahead.
Pointed attack.
Doing a better job, being more conservative with that front kick because he knows Yazid is going after it. He's going after it. His knee goes down. That's 2 points to blue. Fei Long Tsai exchanging some punches. His corner trying to get him to rely on his hands a little bit more. We're down to the last 10 seconds. Fei Long Tsai
needs to go
ahead.
for it. Yazid needs to go for it. Spinning back kick.
He
needs to drive.
Hold it?
No.
And What an exciting finish.
Beautiful.
What an exciting finish. Macau able to hold on.
And score-wise, Macau did quite well in that round. And here we see a leg kick landing. We see
That's where,
Macau getting a kick, catch, and takedown. And off the platform.
A hard-fought three rounds. Pelontai of Macau wins this 3-round fight.
Wow, that was very exciting, and the crowd getting into it as well. Love seeing a match like that. We're going to stay in 75 kilogram, and we're going to have our first fighter, red fighter from Morocco, Saad Boujeka. And in the blue corner, we have Chi Wei Wang from USA.
Our platform referee, Sergei Palhochik from Belarus, are underway with Morocco in red and the USA in blue.
And Morocco landing a solid side kick and a second one.
2 solid side kicks.
Chi Wei Wang landing a hook, it looked like there. But no, not scored.
Another side kick there. Not sure that all of the judges saw those 3 side kicks.
Yeah, it's a mix.
One of them did.
3, 2, and 1. And that's hard from certain angles. Because we can see Chi Wei trying to catch, it can, if you're behind them, you can't tell did the foot land or...
Cautioning to a fighter from USA for clinching. His hand goes down. 2 points for Boujeka. And a takedown for Boujeka.
Yeah, very good. Morocco with a spinning technique.
Spinning hook kick.
And he caught Chi Wei in the head with a spin strike. Standing 8 count.
Standing 8 count. So the kick was 2 points. Standing 8 count, 2 more points, and fighter going down, that's 2 points. So 6 points altogether.
And Wang needs to
Fighter
watch out.
from
He's
Morocco.
very close to losing on 12-point gap. So he's got to get those points going. That might be it there.
Morocco has a very fast kick, and he's targeting American fighter's head.
1 point. But the block there. And
Off
the lay tie.
platform.
That
That's
might be
2
it.
points. And
That
that's
is
it.
12-point gap.
12-point gap for Morocco. Wins.
Very strong performance from Morocco. Here, you see the side kicks early on. Punches. Grazing kick there. But that's the one right there.
Very strong showing from Morocco.
Saad Boujeka, definitely one to watch as these championships go on. And up next, we're going to stay in 75 kilogram. We have from Austria, Reginald Roland Sudarsana in the red corner, and Myung Jin Kim from Korea in the blue corner. And we saw in that last fight what one strike can do once you get up into 75 kilograms, especially a spinning strike. But this weight class, you start getting into some serious danger off of single strikes.
Absolutely. It's spinning hook kick. Took the American fighter down. Standing 8 count.
And to his credit, continued to fight.
But the point differential was an indication of just the disparity between the two fighters.
Yeah. And right off the bat, these guys get to it. Leg kick and then throw.
Sudarsana pressing just as we come out, but
Korea scoring.
Sure. Myung Jin Kim from Korea in blue. Sudarsana in red. Kim also part of some very exciting matches here in the past at the World Championships.
Both fighters hesitant to go.
See an appointed attack soon. Sudarsana really trying to figure out how to get in, not committing to any techniques.
And Kim now getting the appointed attack. That's what we were waiting for. He's got to go, and there we go. Very good
takedown.
Kim getting a solid lead here. First round, 30 seconds left. Oh, and I'm sorry, I said Australia for Sudarsana. And
Sudarsana not able to show scoreable technique for 4 of the judges on 4 of the judges' scorecard. Kim wins that first round.
And we're going to see
taped up pretty heavily as we look at.
Yeah. Now Australia will probably see him come out guns blazing here in the second round. And there we see the takedown from Kim. Kim being very, very patient. Willing to sit back and use precision versus a brawl.
Kim knows that he doesn't really need to do anything different at this point.
Yeah. So it's up to Australia to change it up, maybe suddenly shock him with a different strategy. So let's see what he can bring to the table second round here.
I didn't get a sense that he has those extra tools in his bag, Mark, but maybe he will surprise us here.
Yeah.
Kim going back to his bread and butter, those kicks that keep his opponent off balance there.
Yeah. Very tough when you can't get around someone's side kick. And of course, Korea known for good kicking.
It's 2 side kicks and a thigh kick. Puts him on the board.
You can see Korea keeping the weight on the back foot just so that front foot is ready to go. He's shifting back ever so slightly to be ready to throw a kick.
Sudarsana still trying to work his way in. Kim making it really difficult for
Wow,
him.
and suddenly a head kick, but
And a takedown.
Australia landed a head kick, but, and bloodied his nose, but Kim responded immediately with a takedown, so very impressive.
All of our judges didn't see that head kick as a scoreable technique.
Well, it hit him in the face and bloodied his nose, but it was just so fast, and Kim, to his credit, responded by doing a takedown so quickly I could see people doubting if they didn't have a good angle on it, whether it truly connected or not. Also,
Maybe
when
it'll be in our replay.
yeah. Also, if it's out on the end of the foot and kind of lashes, it has more of a slapping technique to it, and it might not have that knockout power. Definitely didn't make Kim happy, though. He looks like, and there it is again.
Well, Sudarsana is so far out of the striking range because he realizes Kim's legs are very dangerous. But he's, as a shorter man, he's not able to get in and connect with his kick.
Yeah, yeah. Switching his stance, southpaw, and then switching back, trying some different techniques to maybe befuddle Kim. And here we are, 10 seconds left. And
Korea's done enough to win this second round.
there it is. A good attempt from Sudarsana. It's just, sometimes you get stuck where if you can't get around somebody's lead leg and they're just able to keep you at a distance, it's very tough to score then. And there we see that head kick. And immediately catching the second kick and throwing. Unbelievable. For 2 points nonetheless. Didn't even go down for it. You see a little blood in his nose there.
Hyungjin Kim, fighter in blue, wins the round
Solid performance
over
from Kim.
Reginald Roland Sudarsana.
We're going to stay in 75 kilogram and bring out a fighter from Mexico.
Pedro Garcia Tavares, fighting in red, fighting Dario Tiapola from Italy. Our platform referee, Aladdin Azouz.
And Italy throwing a leg kick immediately. Mexico starting a spinning back kick there. Oh, wow. Unbelievable. 360
Jumping
roundhouse kick to the head, and this is going to be it. Wow. That is
But he's moving.
Wow.
He's moving, and that's a good sign. It's a good sign. He's disoriented.
Yes. He'll be okay now. He's on his own feet. Watch. Turns 360. Roundhouse kick right at the end of the foot. Caught him, looks like across the jaw. Wow.
Pedro Garcia Tavares wins that bout.
I was just about to say, I wondered if we were going to see the boxing out of our Mexican competitor here, but he definitely brought more of a flashy 360 roundhouse kick to win the bout in one strike, and very impressive performance.
So we still have our fighter from, still need to give our fighter from Italy a chance.
To recover. Looks like they're going to move him, but he's up on his own now and walking. Yeah, he's holding his jaw, so. And you brought up junior championships next year, and you can see why in junior level we do not allow spinning strikes and kicks to the head, because in a past few bouts, those shots have been the ones that are devastating, and it only takes one, as we just saw, to do quite a bit of damage in a fight.
You're right, we don't allow continuous punching to the head and no kicks to the head.
Now that's in juniors. Here in the adults, they're allowed to do both, as you have seen. And here we are, 75 kilogram.
In the red corner, we have Elibo Gabriel, and in our blue corner, we have Mohamed Dai Lawini from Tunisia. Our platform referee is Joanna from Poland.
Now,
quick takedown by Lawini.
There we saw the dangers of spinning techniques. Tunisia able to close and catch. Good strikes, combinations from Tunisia, but Lebanon looks very strong.
Tunisia trying to reach in with that thigh kick, a little bit low on the calf, but Lebanon still not on the board yet. The first minute of this fight. Again, down to the calf.
And hanging on, Tunisia keeping Lebanon from getting that ring out for him.
Gabriel now on the board with two of the judges.
And again, Tunisia is wise to the spinning techniques there. That's the second time we've seen him move in, grab the body, and get a takedown off of that. We've got 27 seconds left.
Lawini ahead this first 40 seconds. He fights to get that takedown of Gabriel.
And Gabriel's got to get in there, get closer, make it a rougher fight. But the blue fighter from Tunisia just very good at closing in and tying up very close, neutralizing close range punching.
Here we see what could have been easily a discrepancy if Tunisia had pressed more.
Yes.
Because some of the judges didn't score any technique from Lebanon.
Yeah.
Caught his elbow.
And it's just a case of being neutralized. When you have a tall fighter that is taking you down and able to lock up tight in wrestling, and then able to strike from the outside and not let you in, every time you explode and try to step in and land your punches, immediately you're getting tied up and not scoring. So it's a tough road. We'll see if Lebanon can make some adjustments. He seems unhurt, unfazed, and seems to have plenty of energy, so, and strong build.
Mohamed Lawini from Tunisia ahead after winning round one.
Lebanon stepping in with more punching this time. Still not getting up on the judges' scorecards, though. They're just falling a little short. He's got to just get a little deeper.
Lebanon in red, Tunisia in blue, neutralizing the throw.
Yeah. Lebanon had his leg hooked in there deep. Tries a spinning technique. Tunisia.
And there's a takedown.
Very good.
Tunisia.
Very good
Beautiful flurry
combination.
of punches from Lawini.
He felt that in the body. His hands dropped. Second there. And a high kick attempt. Smart, just changing levels. Even if it doesn't land, he knows he's ahead and he can keep his opponent kind of back on his heels.
Spinning side kick
Yeah.
there to earn points for Gabriel from one judge.
Yeah.
Gabriel still trying to figure out how to work his way in.
And 45 seconds left.
But he doesn't have scores on all judges' scorecards.
He's got to get in there and get some score with either takedowns or kicks more likely than just punches. And this is really turning. Yeah.
And to his credit, Lawini is making this especially difficult for him with his combinations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lawini has actually set up a very good way of keeping the fight where he wants it. And there he gets a push out.
And he takes Gabriel off the platform for 2 points.
You know, this is
We're
just
down to our last 7 seconds here.
Lawini can just dance. He doesn't even need to engage or hurt himself. But he does go for some kicks there at the end.
Convincing win by
Absolutely.
Mohamed Dai Lawini.
And you know, this is just one of those things where this could be the draw, luck of the draw, where for Gabriel it's just a hard opponent for his build and the way he
We've
fights.
seen a few of those fights.
Yeah. He looks like a strong fighter, but just Lawini just had the right tools to defeat him. Very good match. And we're staying in 75 kilogram again. And this time, Iran, Yusuf Sabria Bibiglu. And in blue, we have Maz Khan from Pakistan. So sure to be a good fight. We've seen Iran earlier. And
well, Yusuf Sabria Bibiglu is known to these championships. We'll have to see what the fighter from Pakistan brings to the fight. On the Lei Tai is Chung Xiaomeng. Iran in red, Pakistan in blue.
both fighters similar size. Looking like some strong wrestling.
Sure. Maz Khan has no doubt done his homework to know that he's drawn a really strong fighter here in his first round of competition. Doing a good job to hang on to his opponent.
Right now we only have one judge scoring anything, just 1 point for Iran, maybe a punch, but that will be scored by all the judges, 2 points.
And he's able to get Maz Khan off platform.
And Khan's gonna be worried now because there's still a minute 15 in this round and one more time off.
I don't know if Sabri Glue is going to move for another off platform or choose to stay there and fight for experience in upcoming rounds.
Yeah. He just had a beautiful takedown. Good kick. Yeah, he's gonna take it. Take his
Second
off
off platform, wins that first round. Highlights of 2 good points there. Yusuf Sabri Glue in command of that round.
And if you're in Pakistan's corner, what do you tell your fighter? That's what when you're at this level, I feel like if I were in his corner, it's tough because you're looking at somebody that can fight in all areas. You don't see a weakness in that round. You know, it was a abbreviated round, but still, you just don't see the hole in the game that you might in another fighter.
What Khan should rely on, and you see Sabri Glue practicing his punching there.
Yeah.
But what Khan should rely on is his strengths.
Yeah. Try to keep the fight
he
where he
might not be able to overpower at all this very experienced fighter, but it doesn't mean that his strengths won't help him. Now we see Sabri Glue using the fight to really warm up.
Yeah. Even trying the 360 spinning round kick that we saw earlier, but to the body instead. Yeah, just loosening up, getting some time on the lei tai.
That's right. With an opponent different than training on pads.
Yeah. And very good at hanging on, though.
Opponent off the lei tai.
But to Khan's credit, you know, very good. Looks like the glove came
for
loose.
the glove.
Yeah, happens sometimes when the opponent hangs on so tight. And we're back in.
Just about a minute left in this second round of best of 3. Sabri Glue has pushed Mazkhan off, our fighter from Pakistan in blue, off the platform.
And you can just see a speed difference now, how fast Iran is moving.
You hear his coaches telling him which techniques to execute. He has his opponent right at the edge of the lei tai, but he really wants to engage the opponent as opposed to just finishing the round.
Yeah. And that'll be a 12-point
discrepancy.
Yeah.
In fact, Mazkhan only scored 1 point out of the 5 judges. So while Yusuf Sabri Glue did not hurt his opponent, he continued mounting points.
That he did. And Mazkhan smiled at him mid-round and seemed to know maybe he was outmatched, but that it was fun. And that's some great sportsmanship, too.
Our winner of this men's 75 kilogram bout, round of 16, Yusuf Sabri Biblioglu of Iran. We now move to our 20th bout of our third session, men's 75 kilogram. From Kazakhstan in red, Christos Muratadi fighting Yuan Ben Bedra of France. Our platform referee is Ali from Iran.
And this will be our last 75 kilogram bout of the day. We'll move up to 85 after this. Both these fighters very quick.
Yeah,
See
good
them?
exchange
Yeah.
from France. Neither one really targeting.
Yeah, not fully committing, trying not to get caught. Quick retrievals. There we have some techniques. Landing. France with the counter. And Kazakhstan getting in there with a body shot, body kick.
Muratidi from Kazakhstan. Tied for the most part with Yuan Ben Bedra of France in the first minute of this first round, best of three bout. As you mentioned, Mark, neither fighter really committing very much.
Yeah, now we're starting to see them open up a little bit. Oh, was that a knee?
It's being cautioned about it.
Yeah, and didn't throw it hard. I think probably realized what he was doing. That's what happens. You play different fight sports.
Nice exchange of punches from Christos Muratidi. Still, the fight dead even.
Yeah.
2 judges score for red, 2 judges score for blue, and 1 judge has them at a draw. Slight lead by Kazakhstan now, 3 judges to 2. But that could change at any moment. And it certainly has changed. Let's see.
Wow.
Christos Muratidi takes down Ben Bedra.
And it goes to Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan edges out, 3 judges to 2.
Very close bout. You know, just 1 kick separating. Here we see exchange, a lot of looping shots, not quite landing flush, but good attempts. There's that knee. And, you know, probably training in some Muay Thai, maybe some MMA, and a lot of these fighters take any fight they can in different things, and you got to program yourself not to do those techniques that are banned in the format that you're competing in.
We have some direction from for our French fighter. It looks like it had something to do with his headgear.
I think he has.
Not sure if it's his hair under his headgear.
I think he has some hair poking out, and maybe they thought it might obstruct or get in the way. And there we are.
First round goes to Kazakhstan, to Muratidi.
And
France. How about Ben Bedra takes him off the platform.
you could see that Kazakhstan was bringing a little more heat with the punches, and sometimes that's what happens. You get a little rigid with your feet underneath you, trying to push off and punch hard, and you don't realize that you're driving yourself towards the edge of the cliff.
Still a very low-scoring round.
Yeah.
Currently, our fighter from France is leading.
And another point for
Kazakhstan
France.
received an appointed attack. Our fighter from France stretching out the lead a little bit.
Tries the spinning.
Spinning punch missed, but that
spinning kick came right
spinning
back around.
kick was right there.
Yeah.
Stretching out a lead to try and push this to 3 rounds. It's got a little ways to go at 39 seconds. There is an appointed attack to Muratidi of Kazakhstan. It's putting together a few things. But it's interesting that 2 judges don't have any scores for Muratidi. And there's a takedown by France to stretch out his lead.
Kazakhstan looks a little tired as he's standing up. I'm surprised. And now he's bouncing on his feet, but he's just not pulling the trigger as much as he was earlier. And it seems to have cost him. You know, France is filling in those gaps with points.
And that brings us to the end of that round with France winning the 2nd round.
So now we're going to go to a
Yuan
3rd round.
Ben Badra wins the 2nd round. Kazakhstan Christos Muratidi wins the 1st round.
Our spinning
and there's
kick.
that spinning kick to the head.
Wow. And lucky for Kazakhstan that it did not connect harder. That could have been a repeat of some of those earlier head kicks we saw.
We saw a head kick, a couple of head kicks
Yeah.
take fighters down. We saw the U.S. fighter, I believe.
Yeah. He returned to his feet
We
after an
saw-
8 count.
We saw the fighter from Mexico,
Yeah, hit his opponent.
right? Fighter from Italy
Italy.
took him down,
Yeah.
ended the fight. The count of 10. Second round here for Christos Muratidi from Kazakhstan, fighting Yuan Ben Badra from France.
As getting hit after the call to stop. France a little upset. And we're here. Winner of the round here is winner of the match. 1-1. Red has 1 round. Blue has 1 round.
And there's a takedown by Ben Badra,
So
evening things up again.
and Red with a spinning back kick into the body. Muratidi getting himself into the lead there.
Ben Badra trying to reach in for a thigh kick, coming over the top with his hands. A good block by
Yeah.
Muratidi.
Good leg kick. And that scores.
Looked like it might have been low, didn't look scored. That push kick was scored by at least one judge. You hear them from France cheering Johan.
And he's got
And
that.
he
Yeah.
pushes Muratidi off of the lei tie.
Good patience on France's part.
And Muratidi was leading the round.
But that's closing the gap now. 37 seconds. Muratidi up in the red, but Benbadra right on his heels. And oh, that was almost the match if he would have pushed him off.
Takes him down again.
And
looks like he's trying to go for that push off.
Yeah.
They both go off the platform. But in these last 6 seconds, 4 judges have the fight scored in favor of Benbadra.
yeah, he's turned the fight with that with the kicks and the off the lay tie.
Benbadra of France comes back to win. An exhausted fighter from Kazakhstan, Christos Muratidi.
And here we see blue getting
Our
the
red
takedown.
fighter.
And in our replay, here we see the late takedown towards the end of the match. And that was a major one to lock up that round and the match for France.
Yuan Benbadra of France takes this fight.
We're going to move up now, 85 kilogram. And we have Iranian fighter in the red, Milad Arefi Magham. And then in the blue, we have Sergiu Daniel Breb, and he is from Romania.
Our platform referee from China, Pang Fei. Milad Arefi Magham fighting Sergio Daniel Breb in blue from Romania. It's a round of 16 as we move closer.
And we have a loud body kick landed by the red fighter.
No score.
And
There's a takedown, but both fighters off the lay tie.
blue fighter's looking hurt, maybe? No, just had a strange
Looked as
hand
if he was
position.
holding his lower abdomen or groin.
Couple of kicks have landed, and sometimes just the tumbling, you get a knee in the groin, unintentional, so not sure
Our
if he was
fighter
adjusting.
from Romania.
Looks fine now. But a good takedown there.
Really a little bit behind.
Yeah,
It's not careful.
yeah.
We're in the first, still in the first 55 seconds.
Wow. And Romania getting 2 points and the off platform.
That's going to help the case for Daniel Breb. Magham has really stretched out this lead.
Yeah, and with a minute left, it feels like it's been much longer, but wow.
And there's a
Again.
nice takedown by Sergiu.
Iran, that body kick has been landing. Big factor in the lead that Iran has.
Caution for clinching. That's that kick you talked about, Mark.
Yeah.
2 points. And we are very, very close
Yeah.
to a 12-point discrepancy. There it is again. And
That's
we
the
have reached
sound
that
we want.
12-point discrepancy, and the fight is over. Within the first minute and 20 seconds.
It almost looked like Ron had pumped the brakes for a little bit and was letting Romania throw some things, and then just started to ramp up again.
The winner of that fight, Milad Arefi Magham of Iran, men's 85-kilogram bout over Sergiu Brib from Romania.
We have 3 more fights tonight in this third session, all 85 kilogram. Here you can see a replay of our Romanian fighter getting a takedown or two here. So he had some good highlights in that round, though he did lose by 12-point gap. Coming in now, we have Anwar Mustafa from Egypt in the red.
Little bit deceptive because he was in the fight trying to execute.
Yes,
but
definitely.
Actually, Magham had another gear.
Yeah.
Here we're moving on to our fight, 85-kilogram fight with Egypt. Anwar Mustafa fighting Asul Malama Saili Samoa. I'm pretty sure this is our first fighter from Samoa tonight.
Yes.
Today.
Looks like he's
Egypt in red, Samoa in blue.
Samoa looks like he's got some Aussies in his corner there. Sure trains with them too. Strong
Look
punches.
at those hands coming out from
Strong
Mustafa.
punches, but answering back.
And that's
Yes.
right. And look at that.
Savage punches. And almost a ring
Both
out.
fighters off
Both
the
fighters
platform.
Off. Wow.
Sali showing that he has some hand speed and strength there.
Wow. Egypt landing a punch, but disrupted balance there, but still, that's a 3-pointer for getting the knockdown. 2 points for the body kick there as well. We've got some high score already, 35 seconds in.
Absolutely.
And Samoa.
And he pushes off Mustafa.
Good move by Salih.
Mustafa let his guard down just a little bit.
Oh, but a good takedown answer for 2 points.
He was going to take Salih over to the edge of the lei tai also. Salih from Samoa. A fairly evenly matched round. Mustafa takes down.
Yeah, that was a good move there.
Takes the lead.
Yeah, gets the lead off of that takedown. Yeah, I think that Blue should feint the kick and then throw hands again. His kicks aren't coming out quite as fast now. They're probably a little gas from them going so hard. And see how he's caught immediately. Throw hands first and then kick, or lift the foot like you're going to kick and punch. Because we've seen his punching power. Both have it, but better to go with that than just throw a kick and get caught like this again. And
yes, we saw this earlier in a fight where they were reaching through on the fighter from Macau, I believe. At this point, Salih just covering up. That's not going to take care of the point differential. He was very, very close.
Got caught with a hard
hook. He looks like
hook.
He's unresponsive and about to get an 8-point standing 8 count. And he does, but I think we're in the last
right
6 seconds. Mustafa taking advantage of that standing 8 count.
Yeah. So up until throwing those kicks and getting taken down, we were pretty close. But now Mustafa ran with it. We see some of the kicks being thrown here. Mustafa grabbing and dragging out to get that takedown. Very effective. And then landing that hook and then, or overhand and hook right there. Some heavy hands. And this is where the referee steps in. Very intelligent move. Good judging to step in and check the fighter, make sure he's okay.
I'm sure the head referee and the platform referee will be watching for his condition. Although he's at the break, you can bet Mustafa will try and take advantage of the fact that he caused a standing 8 count with his hands, throw some other heavy punches, and right out the bat, throwing punches.
Yeah, you can absolutely rest assured Mustafa
And he has his opponent
push out.
off
He got
the
it.
tie.
Yep. Seems if Siley's a little gassed, he kind of just gave up on that one. Take body kicks and those shots to the head where he's just standing straight up after missing the kick, taking some damage, and now being told not to hold. It means, you know, he's got to be careful.
A second standing 8 count. He hasn't raised his hands yet. Barely raised his hands. I think this fight is going to be called.
Yep.
Yes, and it is. That's it. This is 2 standing 8 counts there.
In the round.
He's not really raising his hands. He barely raises his hands.
No, he's done. Yeah, he's not even realizing what they're signaling to do here. And for our audience, those punches in 85 kilogram pack so much power. It does not take much. It doesn't take a full punch or necessarily landing completely flush to do serious damage.
The winner of our round, Anwar Mustafa from Egypt, over Siley from Samoa.
Mustafa did a great job in there, and we can see these punches. He's throwing the body kick here, and then the punches afterwards, and that's opening up his hands. That's why some of his shots landed earlier on very hard. And then kicking into the shielded opponent. And a good job on the ref's part to step in, intervene when there's no unanswered shots of that magnitude.
We move to our last 2 matches of this 3rd session of the first day of competition at the 15th World Wushu Championships in our Sanda arena here at the Bingham Gymnasium in Shanghai, China. This fight brings Jordan Yahya Omar Al-Farouk in red, fighting Kiran Singh Saud from Nepal in blue. Our platform referee is from Vietnam, Viet Lap Dao.
Both fighters throwing big looping shots, heavy hands.
As you said, looping, so not scoring necessarily, but trying to make contact.
A lot of power, but a lot of times they get deflected because of their path. And they don't come in quite as quick as a straight punch. But once they get there, a lot of velocity. And that
great takedown by Al-Farouk off platform.
So Jordan has scored a
Wouldn't be surprised if he, and there's another takedown by Al-Farouk.
And a good recovery on Al Farouk's part after
Wouldn't be
slipping.
surprised if he tried to take advantage of another off platform if he
goes
could.
for a head kick. And wow, body lock and turn to throw. That was excellent strategy for Jordan. Strong too. So now Jordan has established dominance over this round with 1 minute left.
Kiran
Nepal's gotta
Singh
do something.
Saud's trying to stay outside of some of that power.
But he can't stay so far outside that he doesn't get points.
Two of the judges haven't scored any points for him.
There was one
That
shot.
overhand cross may have earned him something, but not clear enough for judges 4 and 5.
Don't see what's
They
going on.
are-
Oh, he's wearing a necklace or
Yes.
something? Oh,
Shouldn't be wearing
no.
a necklace.
And now Al Farouk loading up on some of those kicks to the legs. 30 seconds left. Again with a very tight body lock, but no one able to do anything with it.
Ten seconds, Jordan with a comfortable lead
Fading
over
back,
Saud from Nepal.
and Nepal
As
will
Jordan
get that.
trying to make something happen, but going down. And Yahya Omar Farouk wins the first round there.
And we see the looping shot there, connecting maybe the overhand. And a few shots back. But here's this great takedown. Hard body lock and good twisting rotation to get that. And another off the lay tie for that takedown.
Strong showing by the fighters from Jordan
Yeah.
thus far in this competition.
Yeah, Al Farouk up and about, stretching, doing some squats to warm up. He's definitely a strong fighter. And Saud from Nepal needs to start putting combinations together and not waiting for Jordan. Jordan's strong, but can't be intimidated. You've got to just go for it, see if you can get some points, see if you can get some damage. He's got to go for accuracy, though. Land. And that's
Takedown.
1 point for red. None of those strikes scoring in the clinch. And again, takedown. 2 points this time as Al Farouk maintained his feet underneath of him, so he stayed standing, didn't touch his limbs to the floor.
Nice exchange
Yeah.
of punches to Nepal still without points from four of our judges in this round.
Yeah. He's trying, stepping in, but tripped again for 2. Just not getting that accuracy, that pop off of his hands where he can get a definitive shot and then getting answered with strikes or a takedown.
Our fighter from Jordan up 1 round as we move into the last 30 seconds of this bout. Kiran Singh Saud still having a difficult time showing scoreable technique to all of our judges. It's an example of the punches, but punches end, he's off the platform.
2 more points for Red,
He's
and Red's
pushing
just
him off
going
the
for it.
platform to finish the fight.
He's got it.
And he does, and the fight is over twice in the same round. That wins him the round. The fight goes to Yahya Omar El Farouk over Kiran Singh Saud from Nepal. And we are just like that at our last fight of the evening, Mark. It's been a very full day of fighting.
It has.
We are at our 24th bout here tonight in the Mingham Gymnasium of the 15th World Wushu Championships, 3rd session of the first day of competition. As we watch our competitors from our previous bout, a very happy fighter from Jordan. A few replays.
And there we see pushing off the lei tie for the victory. Coming out now, 85 kilogram. Last fight of the evening. Vietnam, Cong Minh Pham going against Poland, Karol Bromblick.
Dariusz Bromblick from Poland and Aladin Azus, platform referee.
And here we are starting round 1 of our final match of the evening. It has been a pleasure doing English commentary here for you tonight and all day. We will be back tomorrow morning for 3 sessions, morning, afternoon, and night again tomorrow. And then 2 sessions each of the 2 days following that. So 4 days in total of competition. So far, low scoring. Nothing really definitive across all judges.
It's a roundhouse kick from Vietnam, square to the torso, and 1 takedown from Poland.
Yeah.
2 points to 1.
Poland twisting out of that and making sure that Vietnam takes the hit and loses the points, or that Poland gains them, I should say. Vietnam with a high kick, but Poland unaffected.
Bout is tied, but Vietnam just, with that technique, took a lead.
Coming in with a double skip kind of, and then stepping hard with that back leg roundhouse kick. And when it connects on a long leg and an 85 kilo fighter, you hear it.
Here we have Vietnam mounting, constructing points to stretch his lead.
And a head kick.
There's a roundhouse kick.
This is not good for Poland. That's it. It's going to go to 10. This is Vietnam.
His knee. He's indicating that his knee may be injured.
And we have
the winner of that fight, Cong Minh Pham from Vietnam.
And showing good sportsmanship over checking on his opponent. Yeah, so possibly the leg injury bothering him, which can happen when you get a loss of balance or sudden loss of consciousness. It grazed. That's
There's
a
a
tough one.
roundhouse
Yeah,
kick.
shin across the top of the head. That definitely did damage. It was not just the knee, for certain. That was a knockout kick, but
We
possibly
saw this roundhouse kick, kicks to the head, doing a lot of very effective technique, kicking to the head,
Yeah. Yeah. You
ending
don't.
a lot of fights today.
Absolutely.
It has been a jam-packed day of fights, morning, afternoon, and evening.
Couldn't ask for more. We had fights with draws, going into the third round, down to the wire, 10, 6, 5 seconds left, and suddenly the score changing. So
Thank you for joining us for this first day of competition here at the 15th World Wushu Championships in Shanghai. We look forward to you joining us for our second day of competition tomorrow.